I never thought I'd see him again, especially not here. The Wilshire Grand shimmered under city lights, its rooftop dressed in candlelight and silk. A soft piano floated over the skyline. It was the Monteverde Gala, glamorous, exclusive, and my first public appearance in years. I didn't come for the spectacle. I came with purpose, and I didn't come alone. 4 young people flanked me, tall, poised, and bound by more than just blood. Heads turned the moment we arrived, not for our looks, but the undeniable presence between us. Then I felt it, his gaze. I turned, and there he was. Gabriel Whitmore. The man who once said forever, until he found out I couldn't have children. 17. Years since he walked away, leaving me shattered and silent. Now, there he stood, perfect tux, gray-streaked hair, same piercing eyes. Only now, they flickered with confusion. Then panic, because he saw it. Tyler's eyes, Elena's cheekbones, Lucas's jaw, Isla's smile, all pieces of him. I squeezed Isla's hand. "Is that him, Mom?" I nodded. "Think he'll run?" Lucas murmured. "He won't," I said. "Men like him don't run. They need answers." Gabriel walked toward us, slow, unsteady. His fingers trembled around his wine glass. Only I would notice. He stopped. His eyes scanned each face. Then, rough and broken, "Samantha." I met his gaze. Not warm, not cold, just calm. "I thought you couldn't—" I cut him off, voice clear. "This is Tyler, Elena, Lucas, Isla." Each name cracked his reality. His lips parted, but no words came, and still, he didn't know the full story. "Are they mine?" he choked out. I let the silence linger, let him face what he once ran from. "Yes," I said steady. "They're mine and yours." Gabriel stepped back, eyes wide. "But you told me. I told you what we believed, back then." His grip on the glass tightened. "Whose children are they?" I gave a small, bitter smile. "Gabriel, they're yours." His world tilted. He blinked at Tyler, then Elena, then Lucas and Isla, trying to deny what was undeniable. No, this isn't real. This. Tyler stepped forward. Calm, cool. "You don't have to believe it. Truth exists anyway." Gabriel looked like a man undone. "If you want answers," I said, "you'll get them, but not here, not for an audience." He nodded, dazed. His eyes didn't leave the kids. I need time." Lucas let out a dry laugh. "Good thing we gave you 17 years. I turned. "Let's go." We left him there, frozen. I felt his eyes follow us, heavy with regret. In the elevator, Isla looked up. "Will you tell him everything?" I looked at the mirrored wall. A woman no longer defined by abandonment. "Yes," I said, "but only if he's brave enough to hear it all." Gabriel didn't sleep. He left the gala in a daze, haunted by 4 faces he couldn't forget. By morning, he called Mason Lair, his discreet, razor-sharp assistant. "Mason," he said quietly, "I need everything on Samantha Everett, after 2007, medical, legal, financial." Mason didn't ask why. "I'll begin immediately." Gabriel spent the day buried in records and memories. That old wedding photo still sat in his desk drawer. He'd never thrown it away. Near midnight, Mason called. "Sir, I found something." Gabriel leaned in. "Tell me." She enrolled in a research program in 2007, codename Novogenesis, led by Dr. Alden Reeve, confidential stem cell fertility trials. Gabriel stared at the screen. 4 profiles: Tyler, Elena, Lucas, Isla, names, birth dates, blood types, each tagged with the same line: Father, Gabriel Whitmore. Mason's voice was low over the phone. I accessed encrypted medical records, All four were born at Briarwood Medical within 2 years of her treatment. Their DNA matches yours. 99.997%. Gabriel's hand trembled as he set the phone down. The world went still. Not because he'd been lied to, but because he'd left before the truth could reach him. 17 years ago, he shut the door. Now he was standing outside, hoping it wasn't locked. He spent hours just staring at the ultrasound attached to Elena's file. His daughter, his first. A moment he should have witnessed in joy, not in regret. By dawn, he called Mason back. "I need to meet Dr. Alden Rives, immediately." Elsewhere, Samantha felt it. Something had changed. She didn't know exactly what. Gabriel had discovered. But when he looked at her the night of the gala, she saw it in his eyes. He wasn't leaving. Not this time. And maybe finally, she was ready to tell the story. The full one. Every impossible choice that brought 4 lives into the world. She hadn't stayed away because she hated him. She just needed him to come back by choice, not obligation. 3 days later, the doorbell rang. Samantha already knew who it was. Gabriel stood outside, sleeves rolled, tie shoved into his coat pocket. He looked wrecked. She didn't speak, just stepped aside and let him in. Isla entered from the kitchen, mug in hand. She froze. "Hi," she said. Neutral. Not warm, not cold. "Hello," Gabriel replied. Soon all 4 kids gathered in the living room, silent and watching. Gabriel stood, didn't sit. "I don't have the right. But I can't live like this, avoiding it. I need to face the truth. And if you'll let me, I want to be heard." Lucas folded his arms. "Heard? So you can feel better about walking away?" Gabriel swallowed. "No, not that." Tyler stepped in, voice calm but pointed. "You didn't know about us. But you knew, Mom. Did it never occur to you? If she chose motherhood, she'd see it through?" Gabriel said nothing. The weight of his silence was different now. Elena studied him. "If you'd known, would you have stayed?" He looked out, the window, then back. "I want to say yes, but I don't know. I was scared. I chose to leave." Isla set down her cup. "So what do you choose now?" Gabriel looked at them, really looked. "I choose not to run. Even if you never forgive me, I'll stay." Tyler stepped forward, standing tall. "You can't rewrite the past, but you can choose what to do with what's left." Samantha finally spoke. "If you came for forgiveness, I can't promise that. But if you came to take responsibility, the door isn't locked." Gabriel nodded. His face, once all calculation, now held something else. Hope. Lucas shrugged. "We don't need a dad, but having someone who listens, not the worst thing." That Sunday, Gabriel came back. No warning. He brought an old file, folder and a box of waffle cookies from a bakery that had closed 8 years ago, Samantha's favorite once. He stood at the door, awkward but steady. "I'm not expecting anything. I just want to get to know them, if they'll let me." Samantha didn't move. "This isn't up to me anymore. The kids came in from the movies. They saw him. Reactions varied. Guarded, curious, uncertain. I know I don't deserve it," Gabriel said. "But if you'll let me, I'd like the chance." Lucas raised an eyebrow. "What, like Picno?" The signs were subtle. Awkward, unpolished, but unmistakable. Something had shifted. A second chance, even late, was still a chance. And this time, I wouldn't be the one to block it. Gabriel started showing up. Quietly. No pressure, no declarations, just short texts like, "At the bookstore near campus, found some gems," or "Discovered a sandwich place, saving it for next time, if you're curious." At first, Silence. Then, Tyler, cautious but curious, walked into the cafe one afternoon. No hello, just sat across from Gabriel. I've got 30 minutes. If you've got questions, ask. Gabriel didn't. Instead, he told a ridiculous college story about losing his wallet and surviving on photocopied IDs. Tyler cracked up. Their first real moment. Elena came later, guarded, always half-turned toward the door. But when Gabriel mentioned a local art exhibit, something in her shifted. The next time, she brought her sketchbook. They talked for 2 hours. She never called him Dad. Lucas was the hardest, sharp, direct. Why now? What if we don't let you back in? Gabriel didn't dodge. I don't have the perfect answers, but I'm not disappearing again. And slowly, Lucas stopped flinching when Gabriel said his name. Isla was last. But once she opened the door, she tore it off the hinges. One rainy afternoon, text, bus stuck. You free? 12 minutes later, he showed up with a raincoat and umbrella. She barely spoke during the ride, but left a note in the glove box. Thanks for coming. I watched it all unfold. Never interfered. Just stood back. Like a mother watching her children choose their own bridges. One evening, they were all at the kitchen table. Tyler mentioned the art exhibit. Lucas teased Isla for calling Gabriel Weatherman of the Year. Elena smiled as Lucas mimicked Gabriel getting lost. I didn't join them. I stood in the doorway, hands around a warm mug, feeling something rare settle in the room. Connection. My phone buzzed. A text from Gabriel. Thank you for not closing every door. I didn't reply. Not out of anger. Just, I wasn't ready. Not until I understood the real reason he left. Was it truly because I couldn't have children, or something else he hadn't said? Then, one early autumn evening, Isla broke the silence. Do you ever regret it? Soft words. Heavy truth. Coming from Isla, the gentlest of them all, it landed like thunder. Gabriel was slicing apples. His hands froze. The knife tapped once, then stopped. He looked up, right into her eyes, into mine, from another lifetime. The room went. Still, he set the knife down, pulled out a chair. No sigh, no stall. Just silence. Then a voice rough with truth. Yes. Every single day. Isla tilted her head. What do you regret? Gabriel looked at each of them. Strangers, once. Now, the center of his world. I regret not being brave, enough to stay. For letting fear outrun love. For walking away instead of fighting. And most of all, for missing every one of your firsts. No excuses. No justifications. Just the truth. I thought I needed a picture-perfect family. But what I still need are the people right here. Lucas didn't uncross his arms, but his gaze had softened. Elena leaned in. Isla didn't say a word, and for the first time in years, no one reached for the past. They stayed in the present. With him. Tyler gave the faintest nod, reluctant. Only, Isla held her gaze steady. What do you want now? She asked. Just one thing, Gabriel said. The chance not to miss anything else, if you'll let me. Silence followed. Not heavy, just honest. The kind that weighs old pain against fragile hope. That night, after the kids went upstairs, I found Gabriel still in the kitchen, watching. The trees bend under the first breath of fall. I heard everything, I said, sitting across from him. He looked up. Not defensive, not hopeful, just still. They've changed, I said. But not because of anything big, because you were honest. He gave a tired smile. It's the only thing I have left. Sometimes, I said. That's all it takes. His eyes held mine. What about you? I expected that question. I had no answer, not out of bitterness, but because some wounds fade without healing. "There's something I still need to ask you," I said. "But not tonight." He didn't push. When he left, I stood on the porch and watched him disappear beneath the soft wash of streetlight. Lighter, but not unguarded. Sincerity opens the door. Trust keeps it open. He started visiting more often. Quietly. He helped Isla with science, took Elena to a photo exhibit, played chess with Tyler. Lucas was still wary, but he stayed now when Gabriel came around. And me? I watched. Not as a gatekeeper. As someone seeing a man rebuild, not with apologies or promises, but with presence. He treated each moment with the kids like it was something he thought he'd lost. And I watched myself, a woman who once wanted to forget his name, feel something, shift. One night, I made 2 mugs of tea and joined him on the back porch. City lights shimmered far off. Wind whispered through old trees. "You used to dream of this view," he said. "You, the kids, your husband, and a cat named Felix." I laughed. "I hate cats." "I know," he smiled. "But you still said, it." Back then, dreaming helped the pain feel lighter. It did. I used to think I was the part of that dream you couldn't replace. He turned to me. "I don't want to go back. I ruined that. But maybe we could paint something new. Different. Not perfect." I held my mug tightly. A silence passed. Then, "Gabriel, the day you left, was it really about the kids?" He froze. Wind pressed through the trees like it, too, was waiting. "No," he said, voice low. "That was just easier to say." A pause. "The truth is, I didn't think I was good enough to stand next to you. You were strong. I wasn't. That truth didn't sting. It settled. The missing piece. If you'd just said that, we could have tried." "I know," he whispered, "and I'll regret that silence forever." I looked out at the city. Again, glowing like fallen stars. We can't go back. I'm not the woman who once wrote Felix in her diary. He chuckled, but said nothing. "But," I continued, "if you're here for the kids, for you, and you're willing to start over without rewriting the past." I met his eyes. No pressure, just longing. "Then maybe we can become something else." He said nothing, just nodded, and for the first time in nearly 20 years, we stood side by side, with nothing broken between us. Samantha's story reminds us, some wounds don't disappear, but they can become the ground we build something real on. Not what once was something better, if we're honest, if we're brave. Would you give someone a second chance after being left behind? Share your thoughts in the comments, and follow the channel for more real stories that stay with you.